Hello friends, this is Prakash here. In this video, we will look at the implementation of k-nearest neighbor regressor algorithm. So this is a continuation of the k-nearest neighbor conceptual overview that we have given. If you haven't seen that video, please do see that for sure. I will give a link of that in the top and also in the description below. And we have also done a video on k-nearest neighbor classifier. So please also check that out. So that has a very good information on how you can use k-nearest neighbor for classification algorithms. So this one is about k-nearest neighbor regressor. So what we will do in this is we will simulate the data of a sine wave for a continuously changing regression value, right? So what we will do is we will have a range of 0 to 5 x-axis values, which are the input values, and we will have the y values is nothing but a sine value of each and every x sample. So this basically have a distribution of data in a sinusoidal form, which is a continuously changing value. This is not linear in nature, but this is something where the data is distributed in a sinusoidal waveform, right? So, and the data is continuously varying. So this is a very classic regressor example. So we'll see how we can fit such a data using k-nearest neighbor and how we can do the predictions, right? So let's keep moving. So all we are doing here is, we are importing the required libraries from sklearn. The neighbors, this is what has implemented the k-nearest neighbors and various other neighbors based machine learning algorithms. And here we are importing the matplotlib for plotting the graph and numpy for the arrays manipulations, right? So we are doing a simple random seed, which is for reproducibility. We can give any number here, but whatever we give, if we keep it constant, the data that we simulate will remain constant as well, right? And here what we are doing is we are generating random numbers, 40 random numbers in the range of 0 to 1, and we are multiplying by 5. So what eventually happens is we get a range of numbers between 0 to 5, which are 40 numbers will be given, right? So we are generating 40 samples in the range of 0 to 5. So that's what we are doing here. And we are using a y here. So we are actually computing a sine of the x value, and we are raveling it. So which is nothing but we are flattening the array, right? So we've got the x samples here, and we are computing the y samples. So this is what we're going to plot for that sinusoidal wave, right? And the t here is we are generating a testing data. X and y we are going to use for training our model. T is a testing data, and here we are generating 500 samples, so which is almost more than 10 times the training data, but we want to test it deeply, aggressively, so that's why we are generating more data, and we'll see how that goes, right? np.linspace, it will basically take this range of values 0 to 5, and it will slice it into 500 equally distanced values, right? So that's what we're going to get, and we are actually making an axis out of it. So this will be a flat array that we'll get initially, but we need to make a dimension out of it, so that when we feed it to the algorithm expects that each x value that we are passing it is a one-dimensional array, so that we are creating a new axis for itself, right? So that being said, we have generated the data, and here we are also introducing a small noise, right? For every 5 distant points, for every alternating 5 points, we are going to introduce some random noise, so that this is actually moving a little bit away from the sinusoidal actual wave. That means if you look at the 40 points that we have got, every 5 point would have some random noise, so that it is actually not a perfect sine wave, but there are some samples which are also away from the waveform. Now in that case, we will see how our algorithm, when we fit it, it differs between uniform and distance based weights, right? If you recollect, for a uniform based weights, the distance doesn't matter. So all it looks for is, I am looking for those 5 nearest neighbors, and each neighbor has an equal weight, no matter what the distance is. So that is uniform, right? Each neighboring point, irrespective of distance, will have the same weight. Whereas if we give a distance based weightage, so the farther the point is, the lower the weight is, right? So based on that, the appropriate mean would be computed when the outputs are being taken. So that's the only difference, and in order to take a little bit of a visualization of that, we're trying to do this randomness here. So otherwise what we're doing here is, we are looping through for these two weights based regressor calculation, right? So we are now building a k-nearest neighbor regressor, we are initializing the model object with 5 neighbors and the weight one at a time, right? Each time we'll plot one graph. And now we are fitting it. Once that we initialize the model object, we are fitting it with the xy values, and we are predicting for the t values, right? So we are combining two steps in the one statement. The end of this is we have our model trained, and we are predicting it for the values that we have got for the t, and that we are capturing into y hyphen. So now we are now going to plot it, right? We want to plot both actuals and predictions. We will superimpose on the same graph, right? So we are creating a one subplot. So since we want to do two graphs, one for uniform and one for distance, we are creating a subplot here, and we are using this enumerate object, enumerate index here, to use one index at a time for the graph. So each loop it will use a different plot, right? So that's what this does. And now we are doing a scatter plot for x and y with the dark orange color and label as data. So we are going to do a scatter plot for it. So which is what, the labels for these orange dots would be the data. That's the actual data. So on the x values and y values we pass to it, and we pass the we are trying to plot it. So it will plot all the orange dots. And in the next step we are plotting the predictions, right? Predictions also have the x value is t, right? Remember, we have 500 samples which are the x values, and the predictions are in y hyphen. So we are giving the prediction x values and the prediction y values. Testing x values and prediction y values we are passing here, and we will use a different color. We'll plot it on the same graph. So now we are plotting it with a navy color. So you can see that this blue navy line that came out here is representing the predictions, right? And we are using the tight layout. We will be displaying the legend here with this statement, and we are also giving a title for the plot here in this statement by giving the k value and the weights here, right? So with that we have done that one plotting. Let's understand the plot a little bit closely. How does this look here, right? So all the orange dots are the training samples, which are actuals, and the blue line is the predictions, right? So if you look at, for these range of x values, this blue line, so it is actually looking like a mean of these 3 or 4 samples, right? In fact, a mean of 5 samples, right? If you remember, we are looking for the 5 nearest neighbors, and out of those 5, I think whichever is closer, based on that the mean would be computed. So that mean value is being given here. So accordingly, for different ranges, you are seeing that it will not be the same as the samples, but the mean will be given. So that's how the regression based algorithms work, right? Prediction algorithms. So if it is linear regression, we are actually going to have an equation with coefficients, and actually will compute based on that. But whereas these kind of nearest neighbor based or decision tree based, we're going to do a mean of the samples that are closer, the samples which are related. So like that, this is being plotted. So that's on the uniform. Now if you look at the distance, this is going really more accurate here, right? So wherever there is noise, if you see, it is also learning the noise perfectly well, right? So distance based weightage will work really well in such cases where the data is spread out, like almost 20% of the data we have made it spread out far from it. So in which case it will actually apply the weights accordingly, and when we apply the weight based on the distance, it will actually go and take the mean in the more appropriate fashion, right? So it's a weighted average, right? So that's basically how the second plot is looking a little bit more accurate, right? So that's the overall perspective of what I wanted to show in this video. How we can generate or simulate a continuously changing regression samples, and then we will use the k nearest neighbor regressor to actually plot it with different types of weights, uniform and distance based, and also we introduce some randomness into the y value in order to know how the different models are doing here, right? So that's the summary of what we want to do in this video, friends. I hope you really liked it, and please stay tuned. I will come up with more such videos, and if you are liking it, please definitely share with your friends. Do comment if you have any questions or any improvement suggestions to this, and I will see you in the next video. You take care. Thank you.